We've all been there. Huddled under the covers, eyes squeezed shut, heart pounding like a drum solo. Why? Because we were scared. Deliciously, terrifyingly scared. But what is it about fear that makes us crave it so much? Why do we pay good money to be scared out of our wits? And how has our definition of fear evolved over time? From campfire ghost stories to virtual reality nightmares, the way we scare ourselves has changed dramatically. But the core psychology of fear remains the same. Today, we're going to dive into the twisted underbelly of our minds and explore the evolution of fear in media. We'll uncover the secrets that make us jump, scream, and come back for more. So buckle up, thrill seekers, because this is one brain-bending ride through the haunted halls of human psychology. In just 10 minutes, you'll understand why fear sells, why we love to be scared, and how our favorite horror movies and games tap into our deepest primal fears. Fear has long been intertwined with storytelling, from ancient myths of monstrous creatures to folklore that made the unknown tangible. These narratives tapped into our primal instincts, warning of dangers and stirring our deepest anxieties. Throughout human history, fear has been a powerful element in storytelling, deeply woven into the fabric of our narratives. Ancient myths and folklore often revolved around the unknown, embodying fears through monstrous creatures, supernatural entities, or eerie phenomena. These tales served multiple purposes. Primal instincts, they tapped into our primal instincts for survival. Stories about dangerous creatures or ominous occurrences served as cautionary tales, warning individuals and communities about potential threats in the world. Making the unknown tangible, fear often arises from what we don't understand or can't control. Myths and folklore provided a way to personify these fears, giving them a tangible form. By attributing the unknown to specific entities or events, these stories helped people comprehend and cope with uncertainties. Stirring anxieties, these narratives played on universal anxieties and deep-seated fears that transcended cultures and generations. Themes like darkness, the supernatural, or the uncanny tapped into our collective subconscious, resonating with primal fears deeply rooted within us. These ancient stories weren't just entertainment, they were a means of passing down wisdom, instilling caution, and helping individuals navigate the complexities of the world. By embodying fears in these narratives, they offered a way for societies to grapple with the unknown and find solace or guidance in the face of uncertainty. With the rise of Gothic literature in the 18th century, authors like Mary Shelley and Edgar Allan Poe introduced a new kind of fear, a psychological terror that delved into the human psyche, exploring the darkness within. The 18th century marked a significant shift in the portrayal of fear and terror within literature. Gothic literature emerged as a distinctive genre, characterized by its exploration of the macabre, the supernatural, and psychological depths. Authors like Mary Shelley and Edgar Allan Poe were pioneers in this movement, introducing a new dimension of fear. Psychological terror, unlike earlier narratives that often externalized fear through monstrous creatures or external threats, Gothic literature turned inward. It delved into the complexities of the human mind and emotions, tapping into psychological fears, anxieties, and the darker aspects of human nature. Exploration of the human psyche, Shelley's Frankenstein and Poe's tales of terror, like The Telltale Heart or The Fall of the House of Usher, didn't rely solely on supernatural elements but rather on the intricacies of the human psyche. They explored themes of guilt, obsession, madness, and the fragility of the human mind, creating a sense of unease and dread that stemmed from within. Darkness Within, this new form of fear wasn't about external monsters but the potential horrors lurking within human consciousness. It confronted readers with the idea that the most terrifying aspects might not be found in the external world but could reside deep within one's own thoughts and emotions. Gothic literature laid the groundwork for a more nuanced and psychologically engaging form of fear in storytelling. It shifted the focus from externalized threats to internal conflicts and psychological turmoil, setting the stage for the exploration of the human psyche as a source of profound fear and fascination in literature and later in various media forms. The advent of cinema brought fear to life, from the silent era's expressionistic nightmares to the iconic monsters of the Golden Age. Creatures like Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman became embodiments of our deepest fears. The emergence of cinema revolutionized the portrayal of fear, allowing it to take on a more vivid and immersive form for audiences. Here's how. Silent era's expressionistic nightmares. In the early days of cinema, especially during the silent era, filmmakers used innovative techniques like expressionistic lighting, shadow play, and exaggerated visuals to create atmospheric and haunting experiences. Movies such as The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu brought surreal, nightmarish landscapes to life, instilling a sense of dread through visual storytelling rather than dialogue. Iconic monsters of the Golden Age. As cinema evolved, the Golden Age of horror introduced iconic creatures that became synonymous with our deepest fears. Characters like Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and the Wolfman transcended their origins in literature and folklore to become indelible symbols of terror on the silver screen. These monsters embodied primal fears, fear of the unknown, fear of death, fear of the monstrous within us, and became cultural touchstones for horror. Embodiments of deep-seated fears, each of these iconic creatures tapped into specific fears prevalent in society at the time. Dracula embodied fears of seduction, immortality, and the allure of the forbidden. Frankenstein's monster represented the consequences of playing God and the fear of the unknown in science, and the Wolfman epitomized the loss of control and the duality of human nature. These cinematic representations not only entertained but also served as reflections of societal anxieties and deeper psychological fears. They had a profound impact on popular culture, influencing subsequent portrayals of horror in film and other media, leaving an enduring legacy that continues to fascinate and terrify audiences. As society evolved, so did our fears. Modern horror moved beyond monsters and gore, exploring psychological terror, tapping into our vulnerabilities, anxieties, and the horrors of the mind. Jump scares, suspense, and the unknown became tools to evoke fear, manipulating our emotions and exploiting our innate fight-or-flight response. These films weren't just entertainment, they were experiences that stayed with us long after the credits rolled. Fear in media triggers a primal response, activating parts of our brain associated with survival instincts. It's an emotional roller coaster that captivates and terrifies, leaving a lasting imprint on our minds. With the emergence of VR and interactive storytelling, fear has transcended the screen, immersing audiences in chilling experiences where they become active participants, blurring the line between fiction and reality. From ancient tales to modern technology, fear in media has evolved, shaping our perceptions and stirring our deepest emotions. Join us in unraveling the enigma of fear, a force that continues to intrigue, captivate, and leave us trembling for more. The psychology of fear in media evolution, unlocking the mysteries that keep us on the edge of our seats. So there you have it. 10 minutes of mind-bending fear. Did you uncover why you love being scared? It's a primal thrill, an evolutionary dance, and oddly enough, kinda fun. Next time you watch a horror movie, remember the psychology behind it. You're not just a scaredy cat, you're a thrill seeker, a scientist of fear. Keep exploring the dark corners of your mind, keep chasing chills, and remember, fear isn't a weakness, it's a twisted superpower. Until next time, stay spooky.